Hey friends, Cam with Sims Fishing Products here. Today we're going to talk about how to replace the BOA lacing system in your boots. Two things: how to identify what lace you need and how to replace them. Looking inside the tongue here on this headwaters, it says it needs an M2 lace, length of 110. So we got our M2 replacement kit right here. First thing we're going to do, we're going to empty out the contents and we'll go over what we have. So we got a replacement cable, our outer dial, our tool, and our internal mechanism. And if you need to get a replacement kit, you can get it at simsfishing.com or at your local retailer fly shop. So we're going to take our tool and we're going to start by undoing the outer dial. So that fits right in there. We're going to unscrew it. Now the next thing you're going to do is you're going to take your tool and you're going to have two outer screws that you need to remove in order to get into the internal mechanism here. So let's do these. This is our second step. It's really important too to have a clean boot. It makes it way easier to do this. So you can certainly just rinse it off with the hose outside and let them dry. You might find that there's going to be some gunk in here just from, being out in the river. And I'm sure we'll see some in here. Okay, now we got the plate off. This is the internals. It is a little dirty. And since this cable had snapped, we don't have to really undo it from the entire boot. We can just come through the inside here. Cool. Now, I'm going to take our lace and we're going to feed it through. I like to start at this bottom lace here and kind of push it through. Guide it along. And this is much smoother, like I said, with a clean boot. Make sure too that you get it through this guy and you don't miss any of these guides. That's really important. You don't want to get to the very end and realize that you missed a step. And just like a traditional lace, we're going to make sure that they're nice and even as we go along. Now that we got that through on both sides, we're going to come through this little guy here in the middle of the tongue that separates. Double check to make sure that we're looking good. That's good. And we're going to feed it up through the side. Double check, looks good. Excellent. Now that you got your boot laced up from the bottom to the top, the next step is getting it threaded through your intersection here before you put the dial on. It's important to make sure that you have this done first or it won't work. So we're going to slide that through here. Now, this is where our new dial comes in. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to locate the little white dot. There's actually two. Each lace is going to go through its own white dot. So we're going to find our white dot and we're going to go through. And once it's through, there's actually a little dark spot on the other side, a little hole. That's where you're going to feed it back through. And the key is pulling it gently without letting too much push out through your dark hole. And the way I do that is I take my tool and I just kind of press it there while pulling up on the lace as I go. So you kind of push a little and pull a little bit, and it's getting progressively shorter in there. And then pull it tight. Now we're going to take the other side, and we're going to again find that white hole. There it is. It's going to come out the back. And again, we're going to locate the little hole right here on the back side and push it through. And likewise, we're going to cinch it down just like we did before. And again, push the excess cable back in so that we can get a nice, cleaner, tight wrap. Boom. So now that you got that, we're going to take our lace and we're just going to kind of deploy it down here, and we're going to put our dial side facing outward just like the previous one. And I like to basically just pull my shoelaces out of the way and get those cinched back here like this. And this is what it should look like. Now the next step is you're going to take your cover that you had and we're going to place it directly back over the top, and we're going to take our tool and just like before when we remove the cover, we're going to tighten it up. And you don't need to go overly tight. No need to rail on this thing. Boom, it's got some grab. Remember, there's only 2 of these. Our final step, we're going to take our outside dial and we're going to place it onto the system. Now that we got the cover on, we're going to take it, place it directly in there, and we're going to hear it pop. Now that it's engaged, we can turn it. Laces are moving. We're going to take our tool, find that middle hole there where the screw is, and we're just going to tighten it up. No need to go crazy and over tighten this guy. That concludes how to replace the BOA lacing system in your boots. It's super easy. It does look intimidating and a little bit daunting, but again, every kit does come with instructions, so feel free to use those. I hope this video was a good resource for you to be able to tackle this job at home. Thank you.